Kellner as your host for a special active edition of Weather Northeastern. Let's get right into viewer sent in photos and videos, starting off with Weather X17 from Belle Vernon, Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh. Look at this beautiful sunset from the other day. Beautiful cloud structures, crimson colors as well. And this time of year when the sun angle's low, you can get some of the best sunsets here in the northern hemisphere, especially in north central portion and eastern portion of North America. So very nice. Thank you, Weather X17, for sending this in as well. Take a looking at the Tyler McCandless from Markle, Pennsylvania. Beautiful time lapse. Starting off at the beginning of the video here, kind of like a sun halo effect, as we get those wispy cirrus clouds, all those high clouds that were streaming out ahead of the weather systems, usually ahead of a warm front. And of course, looking at a very beautiful time lapse here, Tyler McCandless from Markle, Pennsylvania. Very beautiful skies this time of year with that low sun angle and the way that hits those wispy cirrus clouds. Getting right into Lucas D here from Linden, Texas. I'm going to show one of his videos and I'm going to save the other two for the next segment of Weather Northeastern. Take a look at the beautiful springtime, the way the grapes, these look like grapes out here on the trees already, and looking very beautiful to say the least, making a lot of us up north very jealous. So thank you, Lucas, as well, for sending this beautiful video in. Starting off with this very active Weather Northeastern here. Out west, yes, we will have some systems, but this ridge will start to develop, especially middle to latter portion into the weekend. Here back east, this is where things are very active, even for Wednesday here. The beginning of the forecast period, we're talking about heavy rains, and some of this heavy rains, especially in southern Pennsylvania, Maryland, New Jersey, will be going over areas that receive that blizzard, warm temperatures. This spells flooding. Look at this, a general 2 to 3 inches of heavy rain and lots of thunderstorms, even up into portions of Pennsylvania and upstate New York. Let's get right into the particulars with your pattern. Starting off, the beginning of the pattern is kind of troughy out west here a little bit, and then back east here we got that ridge. But watch this, heading on into the middle portion, the early to middle portion of next week, we start to carve a big trough back east here, and this could spell some East Coast trouble next Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll have further details on that in later Weather Northeastern segments, as it's still too far out to get into this, but things are starting to look interesting as some cold air meets up with some possible phasing of the jet streams. It's too early to tell, however. Let's get right into the particulars for snowfall amounts. Yes, we will be dealing with some snowfall amounts on the northern side of the system. Of course, looking into portions of just north of into Ottawa here, especially north of Montreal, and into Maine, northern New Hampshire here, and portions of northern and western New Brunswick here. We could be looking at, especially in Maine and New Hampshire here, northern New Hampshire, a solid as much as 3 to 6 inches, with locally higher amounts here, especially west of Presque Isle and Caribou, upwards of the 8-inch total of snowfall. On the northern side of this Wednesday into Wednesday night system, getting right into this system, take a look at Wednesday's surface map here. We're starting off with a very active pattern here. A sharp cold front moves in from the west, as well as a warm front, and this will actually spell some stronger thunderstorms that could move in by middle to portion of the morning into the early afternoon hours, especially from the Susquehanna River Valley on eastward to the Hudson River Valley and the coastal sections as well. We will be looking at areas of stronger thunderstorms, training of some of these thunderstorms with locally higher amounts, more than 2 to 3 inches. Places like Harrisburg, over towards Philadelphia, Hagerstown, Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland, Washington, D.C., portions over towards Atlantic City, New Jersey, Trenton, New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey, all the way along in south of Interstate 80 in Pennsylvania. We could be looking at some flooding problems along not just the area creeks and streams, but also the larger tributaries, as we get all that melting of that snow from the blizzard, and we get all of the warm-up that's supposed to occur out ahead of this main system. Temperatures getting well into the 50s and even some 60s here. Portions like Harrisburg on southward, even Scranton getting up towards the middle to upper 50s. And this spells the recipe for a thaw and a lot of torrential rains and thunderstorms. This is not looking good for flooding situation. Here in northern New England, that's where the frozen part of the system will lie, and that's where we're seeing some snow, sleet, and freezing rain over to rain. Of course, the snow over to sleet and freezing rain, we will have amounts of maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch of ice, but nothing more than that is expected as well. So we're looking at mainly snow to rain, but in between you could have a couple hours of sleet or freezing rain, just to make note of that. Getting right into Thursday, that system moves east. We kick in some lake effect here, and of course temperatures staying pretty well above normal even after the cold front leaves the area. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s across much of New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, southern New England, even 40s and 50s holding on towards the coast here into Friday. Not too bad across the Northeast. We're looking very much above normal, even though temperatures have cooled down a bit. And then into Saturday as well, take a look at this. We get that warm front moving in, so we get a warm up in temperatures and even some rain showers with maybe some rain and snow mix on the northern fringe here. In 10 seconds, I'll have a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's upper Susquehanna region of upstate New York and northeast Pennsylvania. Don't forget to like me on Facebook with MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. It's Twitter at WX Northeastern, Google Plus, MeteoMark. Here's your 5-day. Stretching from Wednesday to the weekend. Look at this for Wednesday. This is where we could see some showers and thunderstorms and heavy rain across Binghamton to Scranton over towards Elmira. We're looking anywhere from 1 to 2 inches with locally higher amounts, especially towards Scranton where we could have some potential flooding going on. Those areas closer to Interstate 80. Into Thursday, that cold front moves through into Friday, and temperatures level off into the mid to upper 30s into your Saturday. A brief warm up near 40, and then Sunday as well. That's going to do it for this edition of Weather Northeastern.